Hi, I'm Carol Andrews, and welcome to this special episode of Southwest TV News. As many communities across southern Saskatchewan recover from flooding in early July, our Southwest TV News crew hits the road in Melville, following a number of organizations on the ground with relief efforts, including the Swift Current Salvation Army. Thanks for joining us here today. As the city of Melville recovers from flooding in early July, Southwest TV News caught up with the local mayor to see how that community is moving forward. Back in early July, heavy rain caused extensive flooding in several communities across southern Saskatchewan. Now into the month of August, and the signs of the flooding are still evident in the city of Melville, a community where approximately 500 residents experienced damage to their homes, and both the hospital and long-term care facility were temporarily evacuated. Now, with the day-to-day routine somewhat back to normal, the work continues with cleanup of debris and other materials.
So we will take our employees, we'll take our loaders and so on, and just slowly start moving this back, and hopefully by fall that we will have everything out of those particular areas and in place, store some of the things. Of course, the sand we can use, but it was sort of an unanticipated need. And, we have some large bills that we have to attend to. And, we'll stockpile the sand and use it and such. But an awful lot of things. We've cut things like roadways within the city. We've tore up some pavement and such. Now, all of this needs mending. So there is really an aftermath after an event like this.
And as the community moves forward in the coming months, a number of health-related concerns are at the forefront.
And as I understand it, there is mold in some homes, and they're trying to move as quickly as they can. But that is a concern, always a concern, because, when you get sewage, when you get infiltrated water, this is not what you want in basements. And again, the lack of any form of aeration, and it just causes mold to grow. So that is very much a concern. I know we were concerned about things like our water system, like might it be compromised. The flood waters were right beside our water treatment facility, and all was well, and we did our checkups on a very consistent basis. But there is always that concern, and we know that there are people that have, illnesses, respiratory kind of conditions, and that is very much a concern.
Melville has a population of approximately 4,600 and is located 43 kilometers from Yorkton. Southwest TV News is hitting the road with our annual Summer Around the Southwest tour, covering a variety of exciting events across the region. The Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest tour is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. Samaritan's Purse is well known for its relief efforts globally. And in this report, we find out how this group is helping out in southern Saskatchewan. Samaritan's Purse is a global faith-based relief organization with headquarters in North Carolina and Calgary, and is known for its various outreach work, including the Operation Christmas Child program. Over the past 3 weeks, approximately 80 volunteers from Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Idaho have been on scene in Melville, providing relief to local residents affected by the flood. Steve Judry hails from Moncton, New Brunswick, and is the program manager for the Melville project, and says he and his crew have 132 work orders, all surrounding the cleanup of damaged homes across the city.
It is mostly flooded, ruined basements we're seeing here, where there's a lot of wet gyprock, wet insulation, subfloors have been ruined, contents, furniture, a lot of your keepsakes in the basement have been ruined by this flood.
The cleanup from the homes is provided free of charge, with all calls for assistance initiating from this command center on wheels.
Yeah, this is a disaster relief unit. This is one of 3 we have in Canada. This one here is based out of Calgary, Alberta, It is a 53-foot, what we call the NASCAR style trailer, and it's as I call it, a two-story toolbox. You have the lower level where you keep all your smaller tools, and the upper level is where we keep our bigger equipment and our supplies.
Volunteers on site with Samaritan's Purse come from all walks of life, sharing in one common goal: to help those in need. Ted Redekop grew up in Herbert and now operates a construction company in Saskatoon. Both he and his wife have been involved with Samaritan's Purse for a number of years, working on relief projects in Alaska, Uruguay, and High River, and says he enjoys helping others in their time of crisis.
Well, it's just that the people need help, and there's a lot of people in this area who don't have nobody to help them. So that's where we come into play, just lend them a helping hand and do whatever they need us to do.
Samaritan's Purse Canada is a non-denominational evangelical Christian organization that has provided spiritual and physical aid to people in need around the world since 1970. Another exciting season of Market Square returns to downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Market Square, every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Presented by Standard Motors, in partnership with Innovation Credit Union and Southwest TV News. In this next feature, our Southwest TV News crew followed the Swift Current Salvation Army to Melville as they hit the ground with flood relief efforts.
I think that this is going to be like second stage disaster services, kind of, where everybody, the panic and the chaos has settled down to restoration and recovery. And here I think people have gotten over the shock, and then they've come to terms, and they're starting to actually, look at the far picture ahead, at the big picture instead of in the moment.
Our job today is to feed the people that are working, helping cleaning out basements, and there's a crew of 20 or 15 people that we're going to be feeding all week, 12 o'clock and 5:30 for supper. That's our role, to help feed the volunteers. The priorities right now is to make sure that we have all our equipment running properly, and that we have all our products in place, and that we actually are prepared for each meal, and that we make sure we have enough food for the people and that they get fed properly, because they have a lot of physical energy and they need to be fed really good, and that's our main priority, is to talk with them and just work with them.
Here you go. There's one. There you go.
Supper is another thing, because we don't know where all the stores are, we have to try and figure out how to get the proper food, and make sure we have all our supplies, make sure we have everything ready before 5:30, because that's when the volunteers come, and we always want to be prepared, and we always want to have extra food for them in case we need more. It's always nice to be prepared ahead of time, and that's a very important part of serving people at certain times of the day. People are still talking about the things that they need. And just going into the store, and you're not from this community, you're fully aware that they're still dealing with the stuff in their homes. Even though you can't see the surface damage right now, they're dealing with all these issues inside their homes.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Well, I was up since 4 o'clock this morning. But I didn't sleep at all that much last night either, because I was planning menus all night long. A little bit nervous about the first day.
What keeps you going when you're at this stage of the day?
I don't know, just by love of the work, I guess.
I think that when you're able to give back, I mean, I don't know if you should or if you can. If you're in that position, it's just really, it's gratifying to me. I'm very thankful to be able to be out here and doing this and helping other people.
You see all of the people that come together when it's time for dinner and supper, and you see all the groups coming, all the interaction. You can hear the stories and you can hear what the people are doing in each location, and all the pieces of the puzzle fit together, and then you see the overall product of what everybody's doing and how to help agencies are helping each other and helping the community and the people. So you see it all blend together, and it's a really good feeling. There's people out there always willing to help.
Well, this brings to a close this special episode of Southwest TV News. A special thanks going out to the City of Melville and the Swift Current Salvation Army. We always welcome your news tips, and you can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.